All right, today we're going to tear apart one of the biggest myths about money, all thanks to the incredible research from the Millionaire Next Door. Now, this isn't about what you see on TV. This is about what real, actual millionaires do, and I promise you, it's not what you think. So, quick question. When I say the word millionaire, what's the first image that pops into your head? Seriously, is it a sprawling penthouse, a shiny Ferrari, the designer clothes, the crazy expensive vacations? Go ahead and lock that picture in your mind.
Okay, you got that image? Now let's compare it to what decades of research on actual millionaires found. That whole fantasy image? Yeah, it's pretty much dead wrong. The typical millionaire, well, they're more likely to be living in a totally normal house, driving a reliable used car, wearing a simple watch, and get this, they've probably lived in that same house for 20 years or more.
And let's be super clear here. This isn't just a guess. This is based on hard data from thousands of everyday, real-life millionaires. And what that research shows, again and again, is this massive difference between looking rich and actually being rich. The researchers said it best themselves. They found out that the very people we tend to think of as wealthy, the ones with all the flashy stuff, are often just really, really good at spending money. They've absolutely mastered consumption, but not accumulation. They actually have this fantastic term for it. Big hat, no cattle. It's just such a perfect image, right? It's all about looking the part, having this big outward display of success, but with no real assets, no substance to back it all up. We've been admiring the wrong people. So if those flashy people aren't the real millionaires, then who is? Well, the researchers broke it down into two groups that explain everything. You've got your UAWs, that's under accumulators of wealth, and your PAWs, prodigious accumulators of wealth. So first up is the UAW. This is someone who makes a fantastic income, but has almost nothing to show for it in terms of actual wealth. Just imagine a doctor pulling in, say, 300 grand a year. But they've got the huge mortgage, the fancy car release, the lifestyle that eats up every single dime. It's all income and almost zero net worth. But then you have the PAW. The PAW. This is the real deal. This is your true millionaire next door. This person is a master at quietly building wealth, a lot of times on a pretty modest income. They live below their means, they invest like clockwork, and they just build their fortune over time. They're the plumber or the school teacher that nobody would ever guess is a multimillionaire. Let's just put them side by side, because the difference is it's everything. The UAW is all about high income, but it fuels even higher spending. And the result? A super low net worth compared to what they earn. Their entire focus is on looking rich. The PAW, on the other hand, may be a more normal income, but by living way below their means, they create a gap. That gap gets invested, and that's what leads to a huge net worth. Their focus, it's on being rich. But this brings up a huge question, right? How is it even possible that someone can earn so much money over a lifetime and still wind up with basically nothing to show for it? And the answer is just two simple words: lifestyle inflation. It's a trap. The second their paycheck goes up, so does their spending. A pay raise means a bigger house payment. A bonus means a nicer car. The space between what they earn and what they spend is always, always zero. And that right there is why income is such a terrible way to measure wealth. The true wealth builders, those PAWs, they're not obsessed with their salary. They're focused on a totally different number. They're playing a different game with a different scoreboard. And that scoreboard is your net worth. This is the only number that really truly matters. The formula couldn't be simpler. It's everything you own minus everything you owe. That's it. That's the game. Your income is just the tool you use to make that number go up. So what's the playbook? How do you become a PAW? Well, it's not some crazy secret. It's just a set of really powerful, consistent habits. Number one, they live below their means, consistently. That's the bedrock. Number two, they invest every single month. No excuses. They actively fight against lifestyle inflation. A raise doesn't mean a new spending habit. And their obsession, it's growing their net worth, not just their paycheck. The biggest lesson from all this research, it's not some complicated strategy. It's a really simple but massive shift in your mindset. It's about changing your entire focus from performing wealth to building it. And this is the whole thing, right here in one sentence. Stop performing wealth, start building it. Because every single dollar you spend on trying to look rich is a dollar you can't use to actually become rich. Which, of course, leads us to the final and most important question. The most powerful thing you can do right now is bring this home to your own life. So take a minute, do the math.
What is your net worth? Because that number, that's your starting line.